Today I'm making Harley Quinn's pop gun. For this build, you'll need a toy gun, a 4-inch styrofoam ball, the largest cork you can find, an eye bolt, string, thin cardboard, EVA foam, white glue, hot glue, paint, sponge brushes, a rotary tool, scissors, razor pens, or a box cutter. First, cut up the toy gun until it looks like this. Be careful not to damage the trigger mechanism. Cut the styrofoam ball in half. Some craft stores will sell these already cut in half, so if you can, get one of those. Cut a notch for the trigger and hammer mechanism. Hot glue the semi-sphere in place. Then begin to assemble a frame out of scrap pieces of EVA foam. You'll have to sand away the rough edges with the rotary tool. Sanding away the pattern on the opposite side of the EVA foam is optional, at least when it's on the inside of the gun. I love how all the videos that I use this ruler in are accidentally railway safety PSAs. I had to cut a 4-inch circle from a piece of EVA foam to cover the rough side of the styrofoam sphere. Use a pen to drill holes in the center of the foam. I show how to do this in my droid tutorial. These will be for the central axle that the cylinder spins on. Cut that front support bar halfway. Now for the cork. Take an eye bolt and screw it into the top of the cork. You should try to get the largest cork you can find, and then as you build the barrel, make sure that they fit together snugly. This barrel is 3 inches long by 1 3/4 inches wide. It's a snub nose. A giant snub nose. Cut 2 identical cardboard pieces to cover the interior of the gun. Off camera, I've been coating the foam parts of the gun in layer after layer of watered down white glue. I'm doing this to give it a texture that I can paint on. There's more on that in the flamethrower tutorial. I love how I've done this so many times that I'm just saying in my tutorials, check out this tutorial, not because I want the views, but because I'm tired of saying this over and over again. Attach the cardboard. I made Harley's logo out of foam through very careful sanding with my rotary tool. I glued it on, then continued to coat the frame in white glue. Now for the cylinder. Cut a piece of EVA foam 10 inches long by 4 inches wide. The cylinder has 5 chambers, therefore it has 5 grooves. I made 5 identical templates out of cardboard, spaced them equally apart, and trace them onto the cylinder. Now bend the foam into a circle and hot glue the ends. You have to hold it in place for a really long time until it dries enough that it won't pull apart, because there's a lot of tension on there. Once you've done that, you can put those end pieces in place. Drum away the grooves on the side of the cylinder, being sure not to go all the way through. This is a very messy process, so maybe do it outside while wearing goggles and a respirator and a hazmat suit, because this stuff, it gets everywhere. Seriously, I've sneezed and it's come out like gray. Well, I was using gray foam at the time. This is yellow, but you know what I'm trying to say. Drill a hole in the center of the cylinder using the pen technique and trace 5 identical circles on top. Cut out the holes with a razor pen and then sand them smooth with the rotary tool. Repair any damage with the glue gun. Insert a wooden dowel. Seal the cylinder in 5 layers of white glue. Paint the interior black. Then paint the exterior gray. When it was dry, I tested it in the frame to make sure it would fit and could still spin. I then masked out the trigger and handle and painted the frame gray. If you're spray painting, make sure the styrofoam is thoroughly sealed in dried glue. Did like 20 coats on it this time instead of the typical 5, because unlike the sea mine tutorial, I didn't want that rusted, eroded look, which is what you're gonna get if any aerosol contact styrofoam. I used red paint and a black marker for Harley's logo, which consists of varying numbers of diamonds. Now that the inside of the frame is painted, the barrel can be attached to the top of the frame. I didn't like how that seam looked, so I filled it up with putty and repainted it. Tie one end of a piece of string to the cork and tie the other end to the trigger guard, and that's how you make Harley Quinn's pop gun. If you're making this for film or photo shoots, then it might be a good idea to test it out with your actor as you're building it before the actual event. This will let you know if you need to change anything, such as the size of your trigger guard, or maybe there's an issue that you thought would be okay but it shows up on camera. You know, little things like that. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked that video and want to see more, you can subscribe and click send me updates to find out about new tutorials. You can also help out the channel by visiting my Patreon page. Right now, the proceeds for that are going to a Harley Quinn themed test film, which will feature this prop and hopefully another one that I'm thinking of building. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Jake out.